Okay, guys. I'm finally doing it. Okay. So, short story. My name is Kayleen. I have a business called Loving Life with Light that I've been working on for 2+ years. I've been a blogger for a grip. I've had so many projects that I have been in and out of. And I've never made any of them really work for me. And that's mostly because I'm also have been this whole time since I was like 14, 15, a closet astrologer, which I never really thought was going to get me anywhere. And so I never really let it get me anywhere. So I was always trying to figure out what I was going to blog about to make money, but I had this big money block. Okay, so I'm getting ahead of myself. About 2 years ago, I really decided, especially because I had a young baby girl. I had my baby girl named Charlie in 2018. And I was like, man, I really got to get something going for myself. So I kind of had a little bit of an emotional break in my life of just like, what am I going to do with myself? What am I going to do? I really didn't want to just go get a 9 to 5. And I have some other personal reasons of like why that just really, I had tried it and it didn't work for me. I had a really hard time sticking to it. And so I also had some internal like money blocks. So over the course of the last 2 years, I've really faced a lot of those problems that I've had. And I've really come to terms with all of my interests: astrology, psychology, philosophy, and for a really long time I was kind of a rebel against my own spiritual understanding or belief about life at all, even though I was raised in a Christian home. And so I really started to face all of these things. I started to face the spiritual, the mental, the emotional, and everything about what I had going on because I had to. I had a baby girl, and I really wanted to do well for myself. So, skip forward to current day. It's been 2 years. I've taken a lot of courses. I've dedicated to a lot of the study that I've always been interested in. I have this like massive bookshelf that I'll show you another time of like all of my favorite books of everything that I'm interested in. But at the baseline of everything, it's always astrology that I go back to. It's always astrology that gets me distracted from work. It's always astrology that I get caught up in and I lose myself in every day. And so about a year ago, I started to write daily astrology posts on my blog at Loving Life with Light. And as I was working on gaining service certifications to do different things like Reiki and whatnot. Well, I had this brilliant idea that was like, well, it takes me about 2 hours every day to write a blog post. And why don't I just instead do a live video? So I started thinking about this a while ago. But when I went to actually do it, I had quite a number of computer issues. So I decided to start doing this and really started working on it about 2.5, 3 weeks ago. Whoa, guys. Since then, here's what I've done to prepare for doing this for you guys. My computer crashed, so I had to get new memory. And that was a big problem. I only had 8 gigs in here when I was able to put in 32. Thank you to my dad. Big props for my father for helping me make this be possible. And the number 2 thing that we did as well was able to update to a new graphics card. Again, thank you, my dad. It's made a huge difference in me being able to do videos and stuff. And then, thirdly, I was running Windows 8.1, you might have noticed in other videos, and so I've upgraded to a legal version of Windows 10, and I'm really stoked about that. Everything's going super well. So I did that over the weekend, and then I had a weekend to camp and just a break, which is well needed, like very much needed. Also, like timing, like was kind of crazy. So I got back from camp and I did all this stuff. And then I had tech issue after tech issue after tech issue the last couple of days just trying to get everything together. So thank goodness I'm a total app nerd, as you're going to find, and like a program software nerd. So I was able to like get everything through. I finally got a microphone. I'm so thankful to just have a nice mic, and I'm just petting it right now. So right now, the next thing I'm going to do is get a webcam, honestly, because I'm using my phone through Discord. So I'm just going to get started with my episode, but there's a little bit about me as the first episode of all of this coming together and how crazy it's been and how long in the works behind the scenes this has really been for me. It's been a really long haul. So I really hope that the content that I'm able to come up with for astrology every day, for astrologers that I know like me are out there, they're all hiding out on Facebook going, why isn't this live already? And so I'm going to do that. I'm going to just get on and do it because it needs to be done. And so there is now going to be a live astrology show every day. And I'm going to do this live on Twitch and throw the episode up. And then I've got more things planned for the stream as well. So for anyone who's just like already super interested in what I got going on here, and maybe has watched some of the stuff that has, you're just coming back to watch the first episode because that's what I'm doing right now. Starting out with just having a couple of teams on Patreon. So if you'd like to support the channel and you want to get involved in what I'm doing, you want to join one of these research teams, head over to Patreon, and I would love to have you there. I've also started a private, really kind of locked down Discord community. So hopefully we can just have a lot of fun doing astrology, and I think what I have to show is worthwhile. So I'm going to dig in. Let's do some astrology. It is August 10th, and well, this episode was supposed to be being recorded at 10, but I had a bunch of audio problems. So it is 2 o'clock right now. So I'm gonna do it for right now because that's what I'm doing. All right. So first of all, I live in Seattle, Washington. So when I look at some charts and stuff, you can assume it's either my time or UTC, and I will always use UTC for things like activities and events. And I will actually introduce my introduction screen, and I'm sure that I'll look back on this video and be like, look at this was my first intro scene. You know what? I'm super proud of my intro scene. Okay, so here's how this works. Is on the right, this is my right, I guess it's your left, okay? So all the way on the edge, we've got some planets, and then on the inside, next to where the boxes are, we've got some more icons. So you'll notice that there's 5 planets on each end, and then on the inside, there's 6 signs. How does this work? Okay, so the top sign on the inside is the sun sign. So if you just drop down, we can see that the sun is in Cancer, and that the Earth, if you look, is in, I think it says Gemini. Okay? And we can't see the icons super well. That's okay. They're still there. And then we've got, on either side, we've got kind of the more malefic and the more beneficial planets. So underneath the sun, we've got Mercury, which if you go down an icon to its side, it's also in Cancer. Then we've got Venus, Gemini. Jupiter is in Sagittarius. Then we've got Neptune, that's the blue one, and it's in Aquarius. And then we've got the North Node down there at the bottom for Virgo, or Gemini, sorry. Okay, so that's how that works. The same on the other side. So I will change these out every day. So when I record videos, they'll be accurate, and then times and days and stuff. Super cool, right? I'm so proud of myself. My videos is doing pretty well for my phone. Thank you, phone. You're doing so good. So, astrology. Today, we've got the sun is in Cancer. And so, another thing that I need to mention too, this being the first episode, is the charts that I show are going to be in sidereal, guys. It's got to be. You will watch my content, and today was supposed to be more about, I was going to get the episode done by noon and then jump into a bunch of live deep astrology stuff because it's Monday. And to do any of that local space deep stuff, it relies on the position of the stars, which is the sidereal system. Tropical's great for horoscoping and all the seasonal stuff and averages, but it doesn't work for specificity. And so I'll show you what I mean in a minute when I open up Solar System Scope and show you what's going on. Okay, so we've got the sun is in Cancer, and that's up here, up at the top of the screen. You know what, I'm going to screen share, so give me just a second here, and we'll get up. The full display capture. Okay, guys, so now you can see my thing. Okay, so we've got the sun and Mercury is up here in Cancer. Then we have Venus and also the North Node is up here in Gemini. We've got over here in Aries, we've got the moon is actually conjunct at 14 degrees with Uranus, and Lilith is conjunct Mars right now. Also about to, you know, guys, Mars is still just really, I said this in another video a couple weeks ago, is Mars is just really ready to get out of Pisces, and he's almost out of Pisces, but he's still not out of Pisces. So Mars is still just like swimming, and he's just really, our warrior inside is not happy about this yet. Like myself included, I'm really ready for my my actions to be, it's like swimming through trying to get anything done. It's just like you've got so much extra stuff in the way to go through, and like, oh my gosh, the last couple of weeks it's been hard. Like it's been motivating to try and get through it and push yourself through it and beat the challenge, but we gotta like swim through it, and that's this Mars in Pisces, and we'll be out of there soon. But this is Neptune in Aquarius at 25, and then this outer planetary everything going on. Okay, so this is all cool and all, and we can see where this is all at, and what's going on. This is a cool 2-day way to look at things. However, I find myself loving solar system scope. This I originally got on an app on my computer or my phone, because I'm a total app junkie, as you guys will soon find out. Because I'll show you a bunch of them. I just need to make sure that this is working on my stream. Hopefully it is. Okay, so this is a cool way to look at everything in 3D. Like, this is what we're looking at when we look at astrology charts, is where everything's at. Now, in a geocentric chart, like we were just looking at, that's sidereal, it's centered with the Earth at the center. So it literally is, you know, the charts that we look at when they're centered around Earth are literally like looking at us as the center. Let's see if I can get it to be... Okay, so when we look around, it centers us at 0. So when we look at these things over here that are lined up in... Whoa. That are lined up in Capricorn, Sagittarius. Like, they really are. Like, this is Capricorn. I'll show you the constellation names here. So this really is Jupiter in Sagittarius. This really is Pluto in Sagittarius. And this really is Saturn, like, in between Capricorn and Sagittarius over there. But if we go over to Mars, Mars really is in the energy of Pisces. This is Pisces. This is Aries. So one of the cool things, you know, about being able to see it in 3D like this is you get to see the actual size of the constellations and stuff, right? So this little thing is Aries. This big thing, I'll be honest, like, it confused me a long time. Even as an astrologer, when I started using this program, I was like, I thought that this constellation was Aries, because it legitimately looks like the glyph that they used for Aries. So when I popped in this, I was just like, oh, there it is. It took me a couple of weeks to, like, oh, and I'll still probably mess up and call this constellation Aries, because the Aries it literally is this small. So this is another reason why I've got to use sidereal instead of tropical, is because tropical takes the average pi and splits it in 12, regardless of what if those stars or that constellation really is. Where sidereal that I use, I've got to consider how big the constellation is, so that I know if it's aligned to something truly or not. Like, for example, one thing that I really watch is Hamal is a star in Aries right here, and it's really close to lining up with Uranus right now. And Uranus is right here, and this is Hamal, and Hamal's a pretty big figure in fixed star astrology, and so I'm kind of watching out for that. And I know that Hamal is in Aries, but I don't know that See what I mean? So I've got to be really specific about that and knowing where stuff really is in the sky, so that when I say, hey, you know, there's a star alignment, I know that it really is a true alignment. Yeah. So this is the kind of stuff that I'm going to be showing more, and what's going on. Another thing that we can do to check stuff out today is to look at the heliocentric of what's going on. And this is a little bit different because this is then sun-centered horoscope, right? And we'll make these large again so we can see what's going on. So in helio charts, we're looking at the sun as the center of the chart of the solar system, which, I mean, it's really, really natural to do if you think about it. Everyone's so obsessed with sun horoscopes, but no one's looking at helio charts. It doesn't even make sense. I'm going to just take Leo King astrologers like thing and just really agree that heliocentric is right up there with geocentric. Like, yes, we're living on Earth, but we're living within the solar system of our sun, which is a helio chart. So by looking at a helio chart, we can look at sun-centered things and see where the alignments are to the sun. Now this gets really interesting when we have conjunction alignments like this. This is Mercury, this is the sun, this is Jupiter, and Pluto. That's a major helio alignment that's going on right now between these four spheres, the sun being the centered. That's a big deal today. That's probably the biggest deal to me as an astrologer today. But you can't see that in the geo chart at all because Earth isn't really involved in the matrix here, right? So I would want to look at that. You know, what stars are what's happening here on either side? Where's this alignment to? And I would want to know, you know, where's Mercury at, and where's these guys? So what's cool about this is in Planet Dance. I can go in here, and Planet Dance is a free program. Solar Scope is free app on Android, but you gotta go you gotta pay. I think it's like $10 or something to get on PC, which is super worth it. It's super cool and high graphics. Lupus is like Saturn. Mercury gives a quick wit, timidity, circumcision, and defiance. And this is an alignment with Mercury and Gemini. And then we've also got Saturn aligned to Polus. Let's look at this this Polus. I'm trying to remember where Polus. Sometimes, yeah, of course, it's not going to be in there. Okay, well, anyways, this is the type of stuff that I can get caught up in, like, all day. Like, if I was doing my deep astrology, I would spend time doing this on live right now. However, this is just my first episode of the thing, so I'm not going to spend too much time on it. Where's Mercury at? Here he is. So this is the Mercury, Sun's in the middle, and then we've got this conjunction right here. So it's not perfect, but it's definitely something. So Mercury is of mind, and Mercury is in power in Gemini. Gemini and Mercury, they go hand in hand. So our mind, Mercury rules the mind. It's the messenger to the human, to the spirit, or the soul to the self. And so Mercury being in Gemini is about the mind and about learning. It's about logic and reason. So we're having, even though Mars is like swimming through everything that we've got to do, at least we've got the reason, we've got the logic to know how to accomplish the task and to problem solve. So we're really having to problem solve a lot right now with Mars in Pisces. That's okay though. Oh, that's also kind of interesting, is that in heliocentric, the sun and the moon is aligned in 23 degrees Capricorn. Let's see if that has a fixed start to it at all. the moon. Okay, so let's do this. Where's, you know what? Yeah, there we go. So I love astrologyking.com for looking up descriptions and things, especially if I don't know anything about, you know what these are. Alphalimam? Oh, I've heard of this before. It's in... Well, it's not super special. Okay, so this is what I take the time to do, though, is just like look up what's the star, what's going on over here, what is this alignment to, and what kind of power is over there, really. You know, 22 degrees Gemini. I'm gonna look one more time at this, because whenever it's close to Gemini, I gotta look and see what's close to you know, alignment with Orion. And it's on the other side, so no Orion alignment. But see, Mercury is right here. See, and we're almost in alignment with Mercury as well. But when we look at Mercury, we see that it's in Cancer. The sun, from the sun-centered view, Mercury is in Gemini. So those are the funky things, the differences about the charts, you know, and in what way. And I think those are representative in our lives to a certain degree as well. So this is where on like Friday, on the day where I will go more into, let me turn this off so I'm not distracted, more into, on Friday I'll go more into like life astrology and personality and mentality and the collective and like what it means to us as humans. And then on Wednesday, I know I'm going backwards, Wednesday I will spend a lot more time doing solar and earth activity reports. So like tomorrow I'll spend a lot more time going over the solar and the sun report, since I spent some extra time talking about the astrology of Universal Astrology and what you can expect in future episodes and what I'm all about, what I got going on. So I appreciate you being here so much. I'm sorry if my webcam glitched out for part of this. I'm aware that might have happened, but that's okay. The point is, I got here, I did it, I did the thing that I've been trying to do for weeks, if not years, unknowingly. So, if you want to support the stream and the content that I'm making, please head over to Patreon. It would mean the world to me to get started on that and be able to continue to do this. And if you want to join the chat and everything that I do live, please just head on over to Twitch or Discord. I would love to have you there. All right. Thanks a bunch. I hope you guys have a great day.